Good morning. Well, I'm very happy to be here. It's an event about innovation, about creativity, about entrepreneurs, about ambition, about fun, and this is what Microsoft is about. Really happy because the way we work is we start working probably a little bit early on education, but the idea is to reach that stage where we have the startups. And startups for us is a big opportunity. And we have as well a lot to share with them and to work with them. So my presentation will be of two parts. The first part, I discuss a little bit about the initiatives we have as Microsoft for startups. And in the second part, I will talk more about Windows 8, the trends, the apps development, and everything around, this new launch we have this year. So to start about talking about the startup support, who we are, well, you probably know we are today around 90,000 employees in the world, covering more than 190 countries. And we have an ecosystem of around 700,000 partners. Just more numbers here, meaning those 700,000 partners employ around 14 to 15 million people. And their revenue, their kind of estimated revenue overall is somewhere around $500 billion a year. And 175 billion is retained in the local software economy. So it's huge. And even when we look at Lebanon, meaning we've been here for a while, but all of this is kind of partner-centric. This is the way we work. This is our DNA. So it's really partners. And I think I went far a little bit. So startups for us are the next generation of partners. We really rely on them. So on the entrepreneurial ecosystem where we really act is on all the parts. So as I said, we start with the students. We work on education. We work on innovating the way education is from K to 12 to universities. And we make sure that technology is used to learn better, and technology is learned as well, meaning people learn how to use technology. And we accompany, in fact, that until kind of students reach, the last years in university, where we have as well initiatives like DreamSpark, where we as well support them in kind of taking the IT as their next job. And we help them do that. We have initiatives like Imagine Cup, where we help fueling the innovation that they have in their minds, kind of start creating, those creative projects. And until, they decide to build those startups. So we work as well with all the stakeholders, with the governments on the initiatives they have around, meaning working and helping the startups. We do connect them with investors, incubators, venture capitals. We help as well kind of bridging with the enterprise business. And definitely what we do best is we provide the technology needed for all of that. So a little bit more on BizSpark, which should be really interesting for those software development startups who are probably less than 5 years old, with still a revenue that's less than $1 million. So this is a kind of program that we can work jointly on. What we do provide software for free for 3 years, all the tools and the platform needed for those startups to start their business and to develop on. And on top of that, we give the equivalent of like $6.5K access to Azure. And Azure is our public cloud, our platform, meaning as a service. So on top of that, we help them in the trainings they need. We help them as well in the visibility they need to have on what they produce as software. We help them by giving facilitating mentors, facilitating as well all the marketing needed. And as you can see, meaning we have all our flagship products that are provided. So this is an example of some of the incubators and accelerators we have. You can see probably Beirut, Startup Weekend, who are active in Lebanon. And these are some of our bespoke startups in Lebanon. We really hope to have more, meaning we're very open and we're here available to any startup who would like to work with us. And we're kind of, we would like to help those startups really use IT and build on IT to have a growing business. Let me change a little bit and play a video here. So I'll switch a little bit, it's very far there. So as you've seen, the video, it's about devices and about services. These are our two titles. This is our new brand. We are a company of devices and services. And meaning every one of us, these are the two trends that we see. Everyone is like holding probably or works on like 4 devices. But as much as you have devices, you have the challenge of covering all those devices, because this is why services becomes very, very important. So to look a little bit at how devices have changed, we know that probably back in 2002, the mobile phones passed the landline phones. It was by that time probably around 1.3 billion lines. In 2009, it went up to 4.9 billion. And in 2008, we believe that the connected devices were more than the people on Earth. And what we expect in 2020 is to reach around 50 billion devices connected to the internet. This is huge, meaning this is an explosion. But the devices are there because we expect them to react in a given way. And this is where, meaning having all those devices without the services that are provided, it doesn't really make sense. And anyway, having a hardware without great software, it's not interesting. And having a software without a great hardware is not interesting as well. So probably when we talk devices, people think of the mobile phone. The mobile phone or the smartphone has become really a very powerful device that has at the same time many devices. It has the GPS, it has the camera, it has the CD, the DVD player, it has many features. But thinking of the mobile devices as just the phone and the slate or the tablet is kind of a little bit short-sighted. We're kind of surrounded by devices all over, meaning it could be sensors, it could be the wristband that we have to measure the energy. It could be, meaning a sensor on a potted plant to tell us that we have to water it, or anything, meaning in medical, today in the medical sector, it's used everywhere. So it's all those types of devices. And I think for developers and for people who work in IT, it's a big challenge, meaning anytime you have to provide an app or anything, it has to cover all those devices, otherwise you don't reach all your customers. So this is where services comes, and services is kind of important to fulfill, bringing on those devices what people expect. And the consumer expects a lot, and I believe today he's the one who's kind of working on the trends, meaning working on the trends even with the consumerization of IT, he's bringing to the enterprise his high expectation from the technology. So if we look at Windows in particular, you can see that the growth is there on both the consumer and enterprise side. This is an IDC report in 2012. It shows as well, it showed the forecast for the 3 years to come. But we believe today, this was before Windows 8 and Windows RT were out, we believe that next year we will sell around 400 million Windows in the world. So this is really huge. But Windows is reimagined. You've heard this. I don't know how many of you have tried it. I don't know how many of you have really experienced this fast and fluid Windows 8. It has been reimagined because it has the touch, but with no compromise to the way people are used to use the PC, meaning you have as well the keyboard and the mouse. It has been reimagined from the chipset up to cover all form factors, from the tablet to the laptop, to the all-in-ones, to the desktop, etc. And most important, it has been reimagined to have a store and to facilitate for people who work on apps, to develop their apps, to publish them, and for people to consume them. And you find that store in like all the devices we have. It's all Windows. It's on the PC today, on the tablet, on the phone, but it's as well on the server, and it's in the data center. And this is very important when you talk about services. Because meaning we've been hosting and we've been providing services for decades, since Hotmail started. And the kind of experience we learned from that, we try to put it in what the consumer today use. So 3 reasons to why really you should use or you should work on Windows. First one, the new experiences, meaning the new experience with the kind of device you can have. For example, Kinect can take the motion. You don't have to redevelop your apps. It's becoming more natural and becoming a continuation of how you deal with the device, how we deal with your life. It's the fact that you need to be connected from all types of devices, and it has to be personal. Today, you log in to any device with your personal account, and you expect a continuation of the experience and of the preferences from one device to the other. So even the tiles you have, the live tiles, show kind of personal touch to how Windows 8 is designed. It's about reaching more people from all types of devices, from your sitting room, from your car, from your laptop, from your phone, and definitely it's about developing on Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8. And what we have here is like you can use any kind of development tool, the app developer that like he likes, from HTML5, the new generation, HTML5, JavaScript, or probably even the older generation like C#, like C++. So any kind of development can go. And the most important thing is that this same development these assets could be reused. It can be used on your device, on your tablet, on your PC, but as well, it could be very easily be transferred to the Windows Phone, who has, even on the user interface side, lots of similarities. So I believe the time is off. This is what I really wanted to share with you. 2 things, meaning again, bespoke initiative for all startups who are kind of building their assets on IT. We are here for you. And please do experience Windows 8, Windows Phone 8, and get the touch out of it and get the kind of experience we're trying to share with you. Thank you very much.